Hey everyone, glad you're with us for the show today. I'm on Lake Whitney in the northern part of central Texas, going out today to see if we can catch some shallow water channel catfish up in heavy cover. It's summertime, the weather's hot, the water's getting hot, and I'm really expecting these fish to be stacked up thick so we can whack them and stack them here on Lake Whitney. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That is a fish. Oh man, look at this.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southwest region every week.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Woo!
This is Let's Fish.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Chad Ferguson, filling in this week for your host, Barry Stokes, and that means one thing. It's catfish time again on Let's Fish TV. My name is Chad Ferguson. I own and operate North Texas Catfish Guide Service and a company called Catfish Edge. I offer guided fishing trips all over the North Texas region, and then Catfish Edge is a website dedicated to helping catfish anglers learn how to catch more and bigger catfish when they're out on the water. I'm on Lake Whitney today in north central Texas, heading out to catch some summertime channel catfish. It's hot outside, the water's warming up, and the catfish are really moving, and I think they're really gonna be stacked up in this shallow water and really heavy cover. So I'm expecting that we're gonna be able to go out and whack them and stack them and catch a ton of fish. This is a great way to fish. It'll work anywhere across the region, and it'll put tons of catfish in the boat. We'll also have all the latest fishing reports from around your region. So I'm gonna go out, see if I can get started, and let's go catch your weekly planner.
Hey everybody, great news. These lunar tables are indicating some of the best fishing of the month this weekend, with excellent game fish activity both days. Peak daytime hours begin at 9:43 on Saturday and 10:37 Sunday morning. The best evening fishing will begin at 11:02 on Saturday and midnight on Sunday. You won't want to miss it. The sun should rise around 6:34 and set around 8:36, and evenings will have a new moon. Stick around, we've got fishing reports from across the area on the way, plus I'll return with Bassmaster Elite Angler Stetson Blaylock to answer this week's Ask the Pro question. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, so I've got the boat out in the water. I'm heading out on Lake Whitney in the northern part of central Texas to see if I can catch some summertime channel catfish today. Temperatures are hot, been over 90 degrees every day. The water has really warmed up here in Texas. We're pushing 81, 82 degrees, but the channel catfish should be on fire. This lake has lots of them and they're fun to catch. So I'm gonna get out, see if I can find some fish. Let's catch a quick commercial break while I do that.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Motor Guides Tour Pro, cable steer motor with GPS anchor. Waypoint Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist. Strike King, Taiwan On, and by Low Boats. Welcome to Low Country.
There we go. That didn't take long at all. Did not take long at all. That's a lot of fun too. So I've just pulled up in these flooded willow trees. It's really, really shallow here. It's about 2 feet, inch or foot and a half, somewhere around there. It kind of varies depending on where you are. And I'm fishing up around these flooded trees. When water is high like this and you've got 1, 2, 3 feet of water, up around these flooded willow trees like this, they hold all sorts of insects, usually have a lot of roosting birds around them, just kind of a haven for a good food source for channel catfish and some blue catfish too at times, but this time of year I'm expecting to catch channel catfish. And they also, you know, it provides real good cover for them they can get up around this timber and everything and feel safe. And it also provides a lot of shade as well. It's pretty hot outside today. It's almost up to 90 right now, and the sun's just, there we go. That didn't take long at all. Did not take long at all. That's a lot of fun too. Lot of fun. We have here in Texas, we have a ton of channel catfish, but they don't get real big here in most of our lakes. There are a handful of lakes that have some pretty good sized channel catfish, but it's not like, you know, some parts of the country where you'll go where, you know, 10 and 15 pound channel catfish are really common. But these fish like this, you can catch these all day long. When you really find them and they're really biting good, it's nothing to catch 100, 150 fish in the morning. Great way to catch a lot of fish, have a lot of fun. So I'm gonna get this one put back in the water and see if I can catch another one.
Hi folks, this week's Lone Star Lakes is brought to you once again by the good folks at Dragonfire Tools. Using nothing but the best components and quality workmanship, Dragonfire builds the best workbench for your hard-earned dollar. Now this week we're going to start in the northeast part of our state at Cypress Springs. Cypress Springs is known for having a lot of boat docks, and those are going to hold bass in these hot summer months. You'll want to start your mornings with your top waters and your spinnerbaits and Senkos around the back and between the docks, but as the sun gets higher, you're going to want to work underneath those docks. If you can skip a jig, that's fantastic, or even a bladed jig will work, but you're probably going to catch the most fish on a wacky rig Senko in either green pumpkin or watermelon red. Now at Ray Roberts, the sand bass have moved out to their summer haunts, and they'll be out on all those humps and dams doing their thing, schooling around, chasing sandies. Use your baits like your spoons and slabs, but also keep a few topwaters ready like a head and torpedo and maybe clear. Keep a rattle trap handy and a steel shad blade bait. You can cast it a country mile and bring it through those sandies when they're not up on top. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by the good folks at Dragonfire Tools. Check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
Get it back out there. See if I can hook another one. So when I was talking about precision fishing, a lot of people think about catfishing. They think about just throwing a bait out there in the water and just waiting for old catfish to come along and grab the bait. And when you're fishing like this, up in this heavy cover, and just fishing for channel catfish in general, my experience has been, there's a lot of times where you just throw the bait in the water and they come along and they'll bite. But there's a lot of times where you have to be really precise. You have to fish really thorough. It's almost like bass fishing where, you know, you're trying to cover the structure, you're trying to cover the timber, the docks, whatever you're fishing. Sometimes these fish, when you're up in this really tight cover like this, they can be really sensitive to, there we go, to location. And you have to really fish. That's a good channel catfish. You have to really fish thoroughly, where a lot of people, they think about catfishing and, you know, they think about just throwing a bait out there in the water and waiting for a catfish to come along. But that's not how this kind of fishing is. That's a good channel catfish right there. Let me get him back in the water, see if I can get another one. Just one right after another, man. As fast as you can get that bait in the water, all good quality fish.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more fishing tips, how-to videos, big fish catches, and full episodes of our Let's Fish TV show, be sure to subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. You can also like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Good fishing out there.
going right back up there again. I'm already getting bit. It hadn't been in the water 3 seconds. There we go. Uh-oh, that one's running on me. Another good quality fish. Just one right after another, man. As fast as you can get that bait in the water, they're biting, and all good quality fish. You're probably not gonna catch any 40, 50, 60 pound catfish fishing like this, but if you wanna get out, have a jam-packed day of action, this is a great option. Channel catfish are great to eat. A lot of fun to catch a few, keep a few for the table. Let me put this one back in the water here. So this bait that I'm fishing with is, it's called punch bait. That's a generic term for the type of bait, and it gets its name by the process that you use to bait a hook. It sticks to a plain treble hook. You don't have to have a sponge or a tube or a worm or anything like that. And you just punch the hook down into the bait with a stick or screwdriver and then pull it back out, and it sticks to the hook. And it is deadly for catching channel catfish. Lots of numbers. If they won't bite on punch bait, they're not going to bite. There's a lot of great brands of punch bait out there. I'm using CJ's today, but there's a lot of other ones out there. As long as you get a good quality bait that's going to stick to that hook, you'll be able to catch channel catfish like this.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with you. Let's Fish Outdoor Report. I tell you what, as you can see right here, we're on Lake Calcasieu. Lots of speckled trout and a few redfish. You guys had a good time out there today? Yeah. You caught some nice fish?
Easy work.
Easy work, that's what I'm talking about. Right here on Calcasieu right now, of course, today they had to dodge a few showers, but as you can see, caught lots of speckled trout. Live shrimp was the key there. Caught a few on some soft plastic DSLs. Also, Toledo Bend right now. Crappie, still doing great, 25, 30 foot of water over brush piles. Bass action early and late, top waters, buzzbait, spinnerbait seems to be the key there. I tell you what, you guys want to come back and do this again? I tell you what, for old Cajun Phil, Captain Kevin Broussard saying, see you right here next week.
I want to tell you again that you have some really good crappie fishing going on in Oklahoma right now. If you're not catching them, I suggest downsizing your bait to something about 1 inch long. Bobby Garland, Itty Bit Slab Slayer, Baby Shad Swimmer are both really good options right now because they're really close to matching what's happening in the way of the small shad balls and the small fingerlings that those crappie are really feeding on at this time. They're about 1 1/4 inch long. Rig it on a 1/64 ounce jig head so that's really light. Those brush piles that are producing best right now in about 16 to 20 foot of water. So you're going to want to add a single small split shot about 6 to 10 inches above that jig head and then put that rig down there at the top of those brush piles. I promise you, you can catch some really nice crappie in Oklahoma at this time. Now, if you want to try a little bit cooler water, go below Broken Bow and 10 Killer dams. Both of those river sections offer some really good trout fishing right now, especially when they're not releasing water from the dams. The trout fishing is better. You can catch them on the small inline spinners. Pay attention to special regulations in those trout waters regarding lure choices and areas that are open or closed to fishing. You can have a lot of fun and be in some cooler water. Great fishing in Oklahoma, you can catch them, but you can't catch them if you don't get them.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Bobby Garland Crappie Baits and the original Baby Shad and new slab Huntar Minnow. Glacier Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy-duty mounts for your fish finders. And by Camus Boats. Tomorrow's tournament boat today.
Seconds, man. Good quality fish. Watch what I'm doing here. You know, fishing up in this heavy cover like this, I'm not casting. This is a real lightweight rig. There's not a lot of weight to it, so it's hard to cast accurately. I'm almost just like flipping. So I'm just letting some line out, taking the slack up here in my left hand, just kind of plopping it out there in the water so I can get it right in that precise place. Here we go, here we go. Seconds, man. Good quality fish. It's a lot of lakes where you'll have to weed through 10 or 15 short fish to catch good quality fish like this. And again, these are good quality channel catfish for Texas. There's other parts of the country where they may not be, but I've fished with these techniques all over the United States where there's channel catfish and caught them fishing exactly this way, up in this flooded timber, flooded willow trees, just any kind of heavy cover. They're gonna be in there. And look at this, look at this. So, I said a minute ago that I wasn't gonna do this, but let me put this first fish back in the water. So I caught that fish and took it off the hook and laid my rod down right here off the side of the boat, and the bait fell back in the water. There's just a little bit of punch bait on there. And while I was recording that segment, holding that fish, another catfish bit right here with that bait just dangling, and it fishing rod caught on the back of my sandals. That's what kept it from flying in the water. That's how thick that these fish are. There's a lot of them all up in here. And this fish has got somebody else's, I think that's a hook. Yep, it sure is. Somebody else's treble hook with a little spring on it there that broke off. So we'll get that out of him there. It'll make for a lot better day. So I'm gonna throw this one back here. Bait up again. I don't know how many fish we've caught sitting here. I'm gonna say at least 20. I have not moved one bit. I've been casting the bait right in the same exact spot every time. As soon as I get it in the water, 10, 15 seconds or less, I'm catching a catfish. It's big fun.
Hi everyone, Captain Greg Verm here bringing you this week's Texas Coastal Report. Hey, from Sabine to Matagorda, some great inshore fishing is going on. We're in the middle of summer and your typical summertime patterns. Now when the winds let up, the Sabine jetties are holding very nice speckled trout and slot redfish. The lake, it's holding nice speckled trout over the oyster reefs, soft plastics, and for those live bait fishermen, hey, live shrimp under a popping cork is tough to beat. Now let's talk about an incredible fish that begins showing up this time of year, the Silver King, aka tarpon. The beachfront from the South Galveston Jetty to Matagorda pay special attention to the passes and rivers, the San Luis Pass, Freeport Jetties, Brazos, and the San Bernard River. Now when the beachfront turns green and calm, hey, get ready. These incredible athletic fish are a blast to catch. We're just at the beginning of tarpon season and it will only get better as summer goes on. Also, deep sea fishing is hot right now. This past week here in Freeport, we've had some giant snapper, kings, and even wahoo hit the deck. Hey, remember, if you want to fish inshore, offshore, out of Galveston or Freeport, hey, give me a call. I'd love to bring you fishing. I'm Captain Greg Verm, and I'll see you next week.
For some reason, they're very precise in the area that they're biting. I've talked about that some, but it's very, very dependent to getting right in this one little area. Every time I get outside of that, I don't get bit, except for these couple fish that have tried to grab this up underneath the boat. I'm sitting in 1.8 feet of water. I had to trim my trolling motor up and really go slow and slide in here to get to these fish. It took a lot of work. Really, really shallow. There was a couple areas where I got up in less than a foot of water and really had to slow down and be careful. But Anywhere from about 5 or 6 foot of water or less is generally what I'll look for. I'm getting bit right now. All right, fish on, baby. There we go. A lot of people are conditioned to throwing a bobber out and waiting for it to go under and stay under. A lot of people will wait until it just goes all the way under, and I have a lot of people that fish with me that think, you know, they need that bobber to go under, and then they want to like count, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something. And you don't do that with channel catfish. That's a little bit smaller fish there. Still would keep easily 12 inches, not a problem. But you don't want to do that with channel catfish. Don't wait for that bobber to go under and stay under. The minute it moves, set that hook. And sometimes it won't even go under. Sometimes those bobbers will just twitch a little bit or turn over on their side and kind of go in an angle, and that's fish messing with them. And you want to lay down, drop the hammer, and get that hook set quick.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder, Lose, Feel the Difference, and by Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Get our free fishing guide at orangebeach.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get right to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Andre wants to know, what is the hardest part about being a professional angler? For an answer, we asked Bassmaster Elite Angler Stetson Blaylock.
Well, that's a trick question. There's a lot of things that are tough about this job. Probably the hardest thing for me personally is just being able to mentally overcome the challenges of a bad tournament, or knowing that in order to make a living, you have to succeed on the water as well as off the water for sponsors and that sort of thing. So it's just keeping all that in balance and making sure that everything is right and controlling everything that you can control.
Thank you, Stetson, for sharing with us. If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question. Now it's time to find out who wins this week's Big Catch of the Week.
This week's winner in the Big Catch of the Week contest is Johnny Hudson of Crockett, Texas, showing an 8.6-pound largemouth bass he caught at Houston County Lake in Texas. To enter the contest, go to letsfishtv.com to send in your big fish photo or post it on any Tuesday post on our Let's Fish TV Facebook page. I'm fishing with 35-pound whisker seeker, high visibility braided line. I just have a bobber stop on here. I have a little cheap styrofoam slip bobber, a little bitty split shot weight, and a size 6 4X strong treble hook on the bottom. Got just enough weight on it to make that bobber stand up, and that's it. It's a really, really simple rig. You can use these techniques that I've shown you today to catch channel catfish anywhere across the country. It's a great way for putting tons of fish in the boat. Make sure you head over to my website, catfishedge.com, or txcatfishguide.com as well for even more catfishing tips, tricks, and information. Barry will be back next week. Make sure you go out, catch some catfish, and whack them and stack them like I did today. Until next time, I'm Chad Ferguson.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more fishing tips, how-to videos, big fish catches, and full episodes of our Let's Fish TV show, be sure to subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. You can also like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Good fishing out there.